Greta Thunberg is a young climate activist from Sweden who gained international attention for her passionate speeches and advocacy for climate action. She started her activism by skipping school to protest outside the Swedish Parliament, and her message quickly spread around the world, inspiring a global movement of youth-led climate activism. Greta's quotes are so powerful and surprising because of her ability to speak truth to power and challenge the status quo. She is not afraid to call out politicians, corporations, and individuals for their inaction on climate change and their role in exacerbating the crisis. Her words have inspired millions of people to take action and demand change from those in power. In a world where the consequences of the climate crisis are becoming increasingly severe, Greta's voice and message are more important than ever and should be heard by as many people as possible. Here are those shocking quotes from Greta Thunberg. Enjoy. I want you to act as if the house is on fire, because it is. We cannot solve a crisis without treating it as a crisis. Adults keep saying, we owe it to the young people to give them hope, but I don't want your hope. I don't want you to be hopeful. I want you to panic. I want you to feel the fear I feel every day, and then I want you to act. Change is coming, whether you like it or not. You are never too small to make a difference. We need to start listening to the science, and we need to start treating this crisis as the existential emergency it is. I don't want your awards, I want you to act. If solutions within the system are so impossible to find, then maybe we should change the system itself. The climate crisis doesn't exist in a vacuum. It is the result of our unsustainable way of life. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you? We have not come here to beg world leaders to care. You have ignored us in the past, and you will ignore us again. We have run out of excuses, and we are running out of time. The eyes of all future generations are upon you, and if you choose to fail us, I say, we will never forgive you. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you? I'm not telling you to stop flying, but if you fly, then you need to offset your emissions. The climate crisis is not just about the environment. It is a human rights crisis. We need to keep the fossil fuels in the ground, and we need to focus on equity. The only way forward is to implement drastic emissions cuts at the source starting today. The world is waking up, and change is coming whether you like it or not. We are facing an existential threat, and we need to act accordingly. The science is clear. We need to start reducing our greenhouse gas emissions now, not tomorrow, not next week, now. The climate crisis is not a political issue. It is a moral and humanitarian issue. Our house is on fire. I am here to say our house is on fire. The climate crisis is not going away. It will only get worse the longer we wait to act. We cannot negotiate with physics. We need to hold the fossil fuel industry accountable for their role in the climate crisis. We need to stop subsidizing the fossil fuel industry and start investing in renewable energy. We cannot rely on false solutions such as carbon capture and storage. We need to focus on reducing emissions at the source. We need to divest from fossil fuels and invest in a just transition to a renewable energy economy. We need to listen to the indigenous peoples and local communities who are on the front lines of the climate crisis. We need to start taking the climate crisis seriously and stop treating it like a joke or a distant problem. The climate crisis is not just about the future. It is affecting people and ecosystems right now. We need to shift our mindset from short-term thinking to long-term thinking. We need to start taking responsibility for our actions and the impact they have on the planet. We need to start living within the boundaries of the planet, not the other way around. We need to stop acting like spoiled children and start acting like responsible adults. The climate crisis is not a matter of opinion. It is a matter of fact. We need to start valuing the natural world and the services it provides us, not just exploiting it for profit. The climate crisis is not a problem for the future. It is a problem for now. We need to start prioritizing the well-being of people and the planet over profit and growth. The climate crisis is a systemic issue. We need systemic change. We need to start building a world that is resilient to the impacts of climate change. We need to start reimagining our economy and our way of life to be sustainable and just. We need to start recognizing that the climate crisis is interconnected with issues of social and economic justice. We need to start listening to the youth and future generations who will inherit the consequences of our actions. The climate crisis is not a matter of left or right. It is a matter of right or wrong. We need to start taking action based on the best available science, not politics or personal interests. We need to start seeing the climate crisis as an opportunity to create a better world, not just a threat. We need to start building bridges between people and communities, to tackle the climate crisis together. The climate crisis is not a problem that can be solved by individuals alone. We need collective action. We need to start believing in the power of collective action and the ability to create change. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like our video. Please share your opinion in the comments column.